Welcome back to another video. We are in Psychic Cup Great League Edition, and today we're going to be featuring the Malamar with Rapidash and Slowking in the back. Here we had to check what the fast move was, and luckily we did because it does not have Charm. This Gardevoir ends up having the Charge Beam. So we are able to stay in, apply pressure. We do get to 2 foul plays here. This is either going to KO or get this last shield, and that is job well done by the Malamar, already worth. So we're going to let it go, and we're going to hope our backline can win with the shield up. So we come in with the Slowking because we want that extra energy, and we are able to get to this Surf. We come in back with the Rapidash. The Rapidash is met with the Shadow Metagross. This is kind of gross, actually. A Shadow Metagross is absolutely going to destroy this fairy type, but not before we get a lot of chip damage away. Even these body slams that are resisted to a pretty good chunk, as you can see right there. We have to shield this because it's our last Pokemon and we have 2 shields, and the whole idea right now is just to farm down perfectly, and it looks like our opponent, this Malamar, is going to be able to take us out because it does charge up to its moves quite quickly, and plus it does have a shield advantage. So maybe our adjustment right there was to come in with our Rapidash in the front. I'm trying to think. Maybe we should have farmed down with the Rapidash against their own Gardevoir in hindsight, but not every day you see a Shadow Metagross in the back, so we're going to chalk that up to a little bit of RNG. All right, next here, the Malamar's job is to try to get a shield. We want shield advantage in the back, so we're going to stay in here. We're going to throw this move. We do get the shield like we wanted to, and so whatever happens here is fine with us. They go for the bait. We are add another move, but we do CMP tie, so they're energy dry after this move. Oh, okay. We actually end up shielding here because this will either KO and allow us to choose what we want to face, or get that last shield. So they ended up actually just letting it go, and then luckily we did that because they revealed that they have the Rapidash. Okay, and then they actually counter swap into the Claydol. This Claydol is going to shield. Okay, so they're going to shield on CMP, so we're going to let this one we're going to actually shield this because it actually is running the Shadow Ball version. So interesting enough, we do go for another Mega Horn here to get this low enough so we can farm it down. And now we're going to just try to do chip damage. Unfortunately, the chip damage doesn't go through because they actually win CMP tie versus us, apparently. And then that allows us to get to another Shadow Ball here to take out this Rapidash. So pretty big shield by us when they had the Claydol. The Claydol throwing the Shadow Ball would have definitely KO'd. So the use of shields during that last battle was absolutely perfect. So here we have the Malamar versus the Victini. This Victini is only going to probably throw V-Creates. We do survive 1 V-Create, so we definitely don't have to shield the first one. We'll see what they throw here. They decide to tank the first foul play, so that foul play didn't get shielded, and then we are met with another Malamar here. So Malamar recently has been learning Hyper Beam, foul play, and super. Okay, there you go. There's the Hyper Beam. So Hyper Beam nuke right there takes out our Galarian Rapidash, which is a little bit unfortunate. We want to try to whittle this thing down. So we go for the Surf with our Slowking. They end up shielding. Do we ever shield here to try to get to another Surf? Looks like we do shield because our own Malamar is quite low. And so at this point, we are trying to gain as much energy as possible before we throw this Surf here. This Surf will be able to get a shield or KO. Okay. And then it looks like this Victini is going to be throwing another V-Create. We do tank it, and then we just farm it down, and then we are met with a Rapidash. So this Rapidash is going to be able to get to its body slam relatively quickly. Unfortunate for us, just not enough health on this Malamar to do anything with it. So we are also running the Hyper Beam Malamar as well. once again, that ended up being just a 50-50 call. Like, would that have been the foul play, or would that have been the hyper beam? So next, we are met with the Mirror Malamar. This Mirror Malamar matchup, we could play it one of two ways. We could try to just stay in the lead and see who wins, or we can try to catch a move, specifically with our Rapidash. But I think we're going to decide to stay in here, and we're hoping that we just win CMP. So we build up to 2 foul plays here. We throw the first one, they decide to let it go, and then we go for the back-to-back, and our opponent ends up letting it go. So that was actually pretty important for us, because they do reveal that they have the Slowbro Galarian form, and we do have a better counter to that with our Slowking. So that was huge, winning the lead right there. And plus, we are able to get to another foul play with our own Malamar against this Slowbro. So that actually ended up being probably the play of the game. We're going to try to gain a little bit more energy here before we throw this Shadow Ball. This Shadow Ball will KO the Slowbro, and let's hope for the best in the back here. Ends up being the Slowking. So our opponent here was running the Malamar double Slowbro Slowking, you can call it. And then luckily we did have a shield, so we did shield the move, and then we were able to get to a Mega Horn and a Body Slam here to KO this Slowking. So GG's to our opponent right there. It was all about the lead, honestly. Whoever had won the lead was going to be able to counter their next Pokemon, and then it just snowballs from there. It helped that we did have a shield, so we were looking pretty solid right there. Once again, we are met with the Malamar. We're gonna stay, because the first time we stayed in, it worked. So we're just gonna see if our team is able to team comp our opponent here. So we are gonna tank that foul play. Our opponent ends up tanking that foul play too. Interesting enough, our Malamar is already in the yellow. Our opponent is in the green. So I guess our opponent ends up having a more tankier Malamar. We do get a shield, which is fantastic. We try to get to another foul play right there. Our opponent ends up throwing the move before we get to another foul play. So that's good for us, because they do use some energy. We do have a shield advantage. Our opponent ends up switching. This switch is going to be a mirror switch. We do have a shield advantage, so we do shield a potential Shadow Ball. It ends up being the Shadow Ball. Here we're going to go for the Shadow Ball, because we either want this last shield or the KO. And we do have another shield for this potential move here. It could be a Shadow Ball, ends up being the Shadow Ball, and that gives us the green light to throw this Surf. After one fast move, it doesn't quite take it out, but we know that we can get the farm down, which is ideal right there. And so, our opponent ends up winning the CMP with their Malamar, but we already knew that. And now we have the Rapidash versus Rapidash matchup, but we have the energy advantage. So we go for the first Iron Head, and then we go for the Body Slam right here, which is going to be enough to take it out. Also, nice shiny. And then here we know that we can survive one foul play. So we can just go for this Body Slam, and that is GG's to our opponent right there. So nice little comeback right there. Winning the lead was very important. And let us know about this team, and hope you enjoyed the video.